Thutmose III, the greatest conqueror of ancient Egypt. What if I told you that more than 3,400 years ago, Egypt was ruled by a man who fought over 17 military campaigns, never lost a single battle, and created the largest empire Egypt had ever known? This man was Thutmose III, a warrior, a strategist, and the most feared conqueror of the ancient Nile. This is his story. Thutmose III was not born into power the way most great conquerors were. When his father, Thutmose II, died, Thutmose III was still a child. Too young to rule, the throne passed into the hands of his stepmother and aunt, Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut ruled Egypt for more than 20 years. She was a capable and intelligent ruler, focusing on trade, monuments, and internal stability. During her reign, Egypt enjoyed peace. But peace came at a cost. Beyond Egypt's borders, in lands like Canaan and Syria, local kings began to believe Egypt had grown weak. They paid tribute only out of habit, not fear. They waited for the right moment to rebel. Meanwhile, Thutmose III grew up in the shadows. He was trained as a priest, learning sacred rituals and the will of the gods. But he was also trained as a soldier, studying weapons, formations, and leadership. While Hatshepsut ruled from temples and courts, Thutmose prepared for war. When Hatshepsut died, everything changed. Almost immediately, rebellion erupted across Egypt's empire. Kings from Canaan and Syria united against Egypt, forming a powerful coalition. They gathered their armies near the fortified city of Megiddo, a strategic location controlling major trade routes. The rebels believed Egypt's new ruler would hesitate. They underestimated Thutmose III. The young pharaoh personally led his army north. As they approached Megiddo, his generals advised caution. There were multiple routes to the city, wide and safe roads, and one narrow, dangerous mountain pass called the Aruna Pass. The safe routes would take longer. Thutmose chose the dangerous one. The Aruna Pass was so narrow that soldiers marched in single file. If the enemy had discovered them, the Egyptian army could have been destroyed before the battle even began. But speed and surprise were Thutmose's weapons. At dawn, the Egyptian army emerged from the pass and attacked without warning. The enemy coalition panicked, their formations collapsed, and they fled into the city of Megiddo. The Egyptians won the battlefield, but discipline failed. Instead of pursuing the enemy, soldiers stopped to loot, allowing the rebels to escape behind the city walls. Thutmose was forced to lay siege to Megiddo for months before it finally surrendered. Despite this, the victory was decisive. The Battle of Megiddo became legendary, recorded in detail on temple walls. It was the first fully documented battle in human history, and it marked the beginning of Egypt's greatest age of conquest. After Megiddo, Thutmose III did not stop. Year after year, he launched military campaigns deep into foreign lands. He marched north almost every year, crushing rebellions before they could grow. Cities that resisted were destroyed. Kings who rebelled were executed or taken captive. Cities that surrendered were spared and rewarded. Thutmose understood fear, but he also understood control. He did not simply conquer lands, he reshaped them. He placed Egyptian governors in key cities and took the sons of defeated kings back to Egypt. These princes were educated, raised in Egyptian culture, and later sent back to rule their homelands as loyal allies. Egypt's army became a terrifying force. Infantry formed disciplined ranks, archers rained arrows from a distance, and fast-moving chariots shattered enemy lines. Few armies could stand against them. Thutmose III's greatest challenge came from the Mitanni Empire, a powerful rival in the north. Mitanni controlled important territory and threatened Egypt's dominance in Syria. Thutmose marched farther than any Egyptian pharaoh before him. His army crossed the Euphrates River, a symbolic and strategic achievement no Egyptian king had ever accomplished. To mark his victory, Thutmose carved his name into the riverbank itself, a message to enemies and gods alike. Egypt ruled here now, Mitanni power was broken, and Egypt became the undisputed superpower of the ancient Near East. Thutmose III also secured Egypt's southern borders. In Nubia, rebellions were crushed quickly and brutally. Fortresses were built, gold mines were secured, and trade routes were protected. The wealth from Nubia funded further wars and massive building projects. But Thutmose III was not only a man of war. He used the spoils of conquest to build temples, especially at Karnak, where his victories were carved into stone for eternity. He honored the god Amen, believing the gods had chosen him to rule the world beyond Egypt. Under his reign, Egypt reached the height of its power. Tribute flowed in from foreign lands, gold, weapons, horses, and prisoners. No enemy dared challenge Egypt openly. After nearly 54 years on the throne, Thutmose III died, old, undefeated, and legendary. His empire stretched from Nubia in the south to the Euphrates in the north. Egypt had never been stronger, and it would never reach this level of expansion again. Ancient inscriptions praised him as the mighty bull who tramples foreign lands. Modern historians remember him as the Napoleon of Ancient Egypt, a military genius who mastered speed, surprise, and strategy. Thutmose III did not just win battles. He changed history, because in the ancient world, power belonged to those who could take it and keep it.